Hey, good morning, everybody. This is the professor with Day Trading for Success. So we're having a little trouble with the platform today because of the high volume. We're about to be trading NVIDIA live with a whole group of people here on a day that it has split, and we are expecting a few kinks in the system here, particularly some of the custom scripts, like the scalping indicator has been reacting a little crazily, so to speak, but hopefully it'll turn out okay. So we will be trading with a large group of people. I will be offering this layout, including the custom script, available for free at the end of this video, so make sure you check for that. Remember, we are an entertainment channel, community share. I am not a licensed financial advisor, so you should speak to a licensed financial advisor, somebody you trust, before you try to emulate any of these trading demonstrations with all the tips and the tricks that we show. So please read that. We're educational through entertainment. So this is the layout I'll be using for the RV strategy that we will be trading today, which is a special strategy that we've been trading a lot of since March of 2023. And it's developed and been tweaked by many, many professional traders after it came out. And then they put out a book about it that became a bestseller immediately. It's really the only large cap scalping strategy out there. And people don't realize how much money you can make safely on a large cap by just trading 25 shares, 50 shares, 100 shares. You can make $100 a day, $200 a day, $500 a day, and maybe more if you have more money to trade. So it's become very popular because it's safe. The reason it's called RV is recreational vehicle, meaning it can travel a distance but very slowly and safely, so you don't get caught up in a weird move like a high momentum stock where you can lose a lot of money. You have a lot of time to react, and if you follow the guidelines laid out by the strategy, even more so than that. So we're going to get in, we're going to be trading that live, which is a lot of fun, and everybody's been making tons of money doing it. So we're going to show you how that works. If you'd like to get the book, which I'm promoting obviously, but we don't sell courses or anything on this channel really, but I do promote books of people that I like that put out strategies. The $1 Million Margin Club's one of them with the RV strategy. Their candlestick pattern playbook, of course, you're going to want to get because you need to learn your patterns. It's the only book that rates them, which is pretty amazing. And it uses all these other professional traders in there, and they're credited in there to get the data from them to help rate these, as well as a third book called The Candlestick Mastery. All those are the $1 Million Margin Club. The other book is Best Loser Wins, that you're going to want to get from Tom Hougaard. I have a link to that as well. And the other book is Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. So if you have those 5 books, if you're just starting, you're probably going to have a lot of the information that you need. There are a lot of general books out there that say trading for beginners and all that, but typically they sell courses inside for some particular person that is just putting out a book so that they can sell their courses. I mean, I'm not going to judge them, and I'm not naming names. I'm just saying I'm not going to promote those kind of books. So so that's why you see the books I believe in. But also, you don't really have to buy any of those books if you just watch all of my videos 10 times. No, I have all the information here for free in the video archives. And so, you know, you don't need to buy anything. That's the whole idea of this channel, is hopefully you can just learn for free watching this stuff and all the other traders trade. And it's kind of cool. So I know this looks very, very confusing, especially if you're new or even if you're a good trader and you're looking at this like, what is this guy doing? But there is a strategy here, and I'm going to explain it, and it works, and it works well. So now no strategy is going to work if you don't control yourself with a trading plan. You have to have a max loss per trade, per day. You have to follow that plan religiously. That is the #1 hardest thing for any trader to ever do. And all the professional traders know what I'm talking about. Once you can kind of get in that zone, understand the probabilities, like Mark Douglas says, follow your plan no matter what, because you know statistically you're winning 60% of the time, 70% of the time, some people 90% of the time. If you just trust in that and get out according to your max loss, then in the end, at the end of the week or the end of the month or the end of the 6 months, you're going to be ahead. And that's the thing that people just want to go for more and more and more, right? It's fear and greed. As you read these books, you'll know that kind of propel us as a species. So we have to fight ourselves to become successful, not the data. the data you will learn within 1 year, 2 year, maybe up to 4 years. 2 years is about the mean average to really turn the corner. But some people never learn themselves. And I had a very difficult time because we are trained to manipulate things around us and manipulate the data even, or change the rules in the middle of a challenge. Like, we can just do all that because we can make up our own rules, right? Well, that doesn't work in the stock market, obviously. So when you make a plan, you got to stick with it. So read Trading in the Zone, read Best Loser Wins, read Day Trading Volume 1. These are all things that will help you take that journey, but don't be hard on yourself if it's been 2 years and you're still struggling, because that's about average, you know. Now, if it goes past 4 years and you've blown up a bunch of accounts, you might need to restart again, or maybe, go into another business. I don't know. Obviously, it's not rosy for everyone, but generally, if you stick to it, you're going to find a way through this with your own strategy, not somebody else's. You take what you see, all these different strategies, and you create your own that you're comfortable with. And we want to know what it is on this community share station. If it's working for you, we'd like to know. A lot of people share their strategies. We try to show them here how it works. And, I highly recommend you do that, because that's great for our entire community. If you've got something that works, we want to know what it is. So let me go into what this is. First, the layout. There's a 1 minute. This is a scalping indicator. The green are the buyers. The red are the sellers. Let me just expand this a bit. The blue is the volume, and this is one of the most important custom scripts that we offer for free that I designed with help from Community Share. And this is like a must get, and it's free. So you're going to want to do that. It's normally moving quickly, but we have a high volume, as you can see, and everything is acting a little quirky. Down here is a minimized day chart. This is a 15-minute chart. This is the active trader. This is the level 2. This is a 5-minute chart. This is a 5-minute chart. Typically, there is the SPY here, but instead I have 2 5-minute charts without the SPY. This is a 1 hour. This is a 4. I don't know what happened there. But anyway, you don't really need that to trade this strategy today. So all these are here for a reason, other than a duplicate 5-minute chart over here. But and then let's go into what this strategy is and what all these lines are. So this is a day chart. Let me blow this up a bit. So you can see each one of these candles represents a day. We may be going in early today, as everybody knows. I've got a lot of people up here on Zoom. I have Charlie. She handles all the chat over here. Alan is also handling the chat, and he's looking at a lot of the swing positions that we're holding and chatting with some of the other members that we trade with. So, but he's here as a backup as well. And this is a studio in here that has a lot of chairs and a lot of computers that you can't see. This is yesterday's. Each one of these are a day. This is the close of yesterday. If you look to the right of my picture, you can see that C and then a price next to it. I go over the candle. It says $120.89 is where NVIDIA's closed yesterday. Then you look down here at the ATR, and that's the average true range over a 14-day period, ATR. So they're giving you an average. And I go over that candle, you can see it's $4.55. Now you divide that in two, and you subtract half of it from the close to get the ATR low, and add half of it from close to get the ATR high. So you created an ATR and a high ATR high and low based on the entire $4.55 with a mean center right there. Here's our range. We expect price action to move in this range. When it leaves it, it's more trend trading, or another strategy we show here called the escalator strategy. So make sure you look around, guys. We have like how to set up your scanner so you don't have to pay a monthly scanner fee, through Thinkorswim here, right? How to set up your charts, how to set up support and resistance lines, how to see which way the market's going to go. There's so, I can't even think of all the ones they are. Plus 10 free custom scripts, totally free, that are really, really helpful. So anyway, it's a range-bound strategy. We've created a range. Now, what all these lines are inside we're creating channels, support and resistance levels within the range. So let's show how we do that. So the first thing we do is open up this 5-minute chart over here with this big mess, and we get to the Fibonacci on a 5-minute 10-day. You always go left to right, whether it be trough to peak or peak to trough. This happens to be trough to peak. You click the low, then click the high, then you stretch it out, and then this mathematical formula opens up called Fibonacci retracement, which is nature's mathematical formula. So many people respect these levels, and you might want to stop and turn around or go in at those levels. That's why you want to put them. And then we have it down here on this 5 minute is for a 2-day. This happens to be from peak to trough, just a 2-day 5 minute. And now we're creating a bunch more lines. So the pink lines are from the 2-day fib, and then the yellow lines are from the 10-day fib. So if we didn't have any of these sort of orangish red lines, you wouldn't see too many, but the orange red lines I'm going to go into now. So now, guys, what are these really? They're historical data, right? So on the RV strategy, it explains the next you want to see where price action has stopped over the last 10 days, stopped, rested, turned around, or then continued to go. Why does it do that? Nobody really knows, but that's data. Every strategy, technical analysis, is based on something that's already happened. That's all we're doing. We're figuring that out. This strategy helps you. It figures it out for you. So basically it says in the book, you could either look on your 4-hour candlestick chart time frame, 1 hour, 15 minute, or 5 minute. Open them up and see where the candlesticks have stopped and moved. So if I went to the 4-hour, which is where you're supposed to start, I do not have enough candlesticks here to make enough channels in here for me to trade. I want to have channels that are not more than 25 cents or so, because that really helps me control my losses. So now next I go to the 1 hour, and there were more of them, but look how wide this is, and you have these big movements in here that doesn't really pick them up, and especially when the stairs step up like this, those aren't as reliable. So the 1 hour wasn't really good for me. So then I went down to the next one thinking I might end up on the 5 minute, but when I opened up the 15 minute, I actually found, because it intermixed red and green candles further away. You always start furthest back. And then I did a little bit below the ATR and a little bit above the ATR, but where the price action has stopped, pivoted, turned around, I want to make a note of those, because there's a high likelihood that it'll do it again. Let's put it this way. There's a higher likelihood that it will do it than it won't do it, even if it's just 60-40, 55, 45. But there are guidelines to go by. But then you want to implement the other things as a scalper. You want to look at the scalping indicator. You want to look at the level 2 a little bit, although on large caps it doesn't make much difference. You want to look at multi-chart alignment, right? So let's kind of close these up a bit so we can see it's not quite so jumbled when you move it open. Let's see, where are we here? I didn't know how many days back we were here. So we're going to we might start a little early. I'm looking at this price action and I'm getting excited about it. There it is. Okay. So that is a 5 minute, and I look for alignment. This 5 minute just hit this fib. This just hit this fib. So guys, I'm actually looking at going in early, because that is such a great signifier of what we might want to do to make a good trade here. Now, again, I told you these Fibonacci levels are so important. Also, our candlestick patterns. We're all going to be trading 500 shares on market, which fits under the PDT. I believe we could have gone up to 750 to 800. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go in on a buy, guys, anytime. Now, I'm just going to go in right now. What did I get that at? So I'm going to go in based on this level. So that was 120.15. Wait a minute. Is that really happening? No, that's not right. So I'm way down here. Wow, did that ever fool me? Holy mackerel. I'm at 117.40. Are we that far off? We're at this fib down here. Is that really that far off? Hang on a minute here. Wow, so this is just not reconciling because of how messed up it is. Are any of these moving? This is all we got here. Wow. Well, I was reading this thinking this was the price action, but it wasn't, thinking that's a really good spot. But our patterns are not helping us. So really we're going in on what we see down here and then comparing it to here. So I'm way down here. I'm below the ATR low. I'm way down here. I'm at this line. I'm right here. Wow. So I probably would not have gone in based on that, which is interesting, but it's a good trade so far. Wow, that's messed up, man. Or All right, that's okay. We can adapt. We will adapt. So I'm looking at the market maker. I'm right here. I'm assuming at some point this is just going to reconcile. It's just that when you have 2 million in volume, Thinkorswim can't keep up. And this is ridiculous. You know, as far as the volume, it's ridiculous. So on a large cap, it's just the platforms are not designed to deal with it. So, okay. So I'm going to look for this position. I'm in right in here, this area. And I'm going to look forward to, it just broke here. So do not watch these. Is anybody reconciling up there? Well, some of you aren't on Thinkorswim. Okay. Thinkorswim. So, yep. Okay. So Lightspeed is reconciling. Nope. Thinkorswim is off for everyone. So how do we, this happens sometimes. And what do we do about that? Don't panic, you new people. It does, since you're following a specific strategy, it can be a little bit more difficult. So we have to look at these lines and then look at the price. Right, so we're looking at the lines and with these price numbers here. And then looking up here and what the market maker is going to give us, which seems to be reconciling with the level 2, okay. It's just the candlesticks and then the histograms just following it. So this makes the scalping indicator close to useless for us. So it's a little bit of a disadvantage from what it normally is. It might just pop back in at any time here. I hope it does. Sometimes they straighten it out. Wow, okay. So we are now all the way up to here in price action. I would definitely look to that ATR low to turn around. If it gets anywhere near that. So let's just look at that price action. 1832. Yeah, I can't look at the small moves on the candle. Now I will reverse. Looks like it's going to be a good trade. I am watching the more than the market maker because I don't want the level 2 to mess me up just in case it has a problem. So far it seems to be right on the mark, which is good. So it's just the candlestick patterns, which of course the histogram will move along with, unfortunately. So yeah. So guys, it's getting closer, very close. There it is. So I reversed right above that. So at the 76, I reversed off that ATR. And we'll see what happens here. So the first trade was, I can't remember now, but we're at 800 and something. So it was 7, I think it was 7 something. So now we want to see it kind of move back down toward this fib. If we're gonna look for what we would normally look for. Oh my God, this is annoying, huh? But I'll call it for you. So I'm doing what they call quarterbacking, and that helps other traders that trade with me, but they are all responsible for their own trades. I'm gonna look for the 118 even. I do not have the patterns to go by, which is a huge disadvantage for scalping. But I'm going to look for 118 even. We aren't even to the 10 o'clock mark yet, which often means it will go the same direction that it was going, which was long. You know, now we just did a little reversal. It doesn't look like it on this candlestick here, but I'm looking for 118 and almost hit it. Try to get close to it again. 118.22. Let's just forget the patterns for now. We can do it. 04. Wow, I should have taken it 04. I'm going to take that. 05. I got it at 05. Banked over 1,000. I'm preparing to work on my manage my bad position, I guess, if it goes the opposite way. I'm going to take that actually and go see if I can get closer to 118. That was like $100 scalp. I don't know if I caught it without slipping. Looking to get back down at near 10 o'clock, at more sharper toward 118 even. Can I get there? It was 04. It's going to take off that right then, so we have to be prepared to flip this the other way. We don't want to be going short in about 15 seconds. We don't want to be going short. So I'm getting ready to turn around on whatever I have here. Darn it. Was that it? I miss it. I'll take a lesser loss in a second. I think it's going to turn around right at 10 a.m. our time. Split second maybe. There it is. There's 10. I'll take a lesser loss there. Yeah, there it goes. Not particularly fast, but it's going. So again, we'll look for this fib level. I mean, not fib, this ATR low. I always like to reverse on the ATR, so we'll look for that to see. So that's 118.61. Here's what the price is. We just got to look here to here right now is what we've got to look at. And these support and resistance levels are so important now. It's like all we got. So it's a bit of a disadvantage, but you can see how well the strategy works based on these levels, because this is all skewed here. This is not good info. So we've got level 2, and we've got the support and resistance levels here, which are now making me think I made a bad call here. So I'm looking for it to get up to that ATR low or anywhere near it, depending on the speed that it's coming up. I am looking at the level 2 a little bit now, which on large caps I don't do, but it is worth something to just see which way they're flowing with the orders here. Now, if you're not good at reading candlestick patterns, then this is the only way to trade, right? But if you're good at it, like I am, I wish we could read them, because it would be an advantage. I really like this. I would really like this to reconcile. I don't know. You still, that's 500,000 on this already. But it does seem like the volume's dropping, so maybe it can catch up here, which would be great. Give us a better fighting chance, but we're doing okay. Look for the 118.60 or slightly above before you reverse. There's 53, 58, 56, 62. I'll take that when I get that at 67. So I'm up here, and I'm prepared to manage a bad position if I got that wrong. So broke 1200 briefly. See, everybody's doing good up there. Very annoying, guys. I think we could do way better if we could read these I feel I could do way better if I could read these candlesticks. So it's right here, and it's showing me some interest. I'm going to take that. I'm going to try to stair step here a little bit. I did not wait for it to go down to the 118 this time. You are right if you're thinking that. So I'm long again at 118.42. 118.42. Now, if you can see the price in your mind, you saw that it didn't make lower lows on these last little movements. So I'm basically going by that it's I'm thinking it's stair-stepping up, but it's hard to, I wish I had the candlesticks to go by. That's all I'm saying. So now we want this or 119, stair step up a little bit past the ATR, look at the ATR for a possible cushion to send us back the other way, and keep thinking that this has done its downward retrace, its downward move, and it's going to retrace up and beyond. I think everybody thinks it is going to go up today, so I've got that in the back of my mind as well, that it is going to go up today. So 80, wow. Ugh. Meant to get that in the 80s. I did take that profit though, so I'm right. No, I'm below that line. Okay. I was trying to get it up into here. It was starting to go up there, but I'll take that. I'm gonna see if it can get back up there. 80, 77, 68. I'm at 76. Get back up into the 80s. Get into the 80s. Get me a better position. No. There was 80 sharp. Oh, I think I lost my... That's the same position, isn't it? I think so. Yeah. Okay. It went over 80. I think it seems like we are at the top. So I'll stick there at this point. 1635. Looking to go down. I'm short at 118.79. I'm looking for the ATR level to reverse. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not going to try to go lower than that. I'm going to try to keep it tight. Ah, did I get 63? That's not bad. I saw 60 for a second, and then so if it keeps to what it was doing, it should be closer now as it stair steps up to this level. So see what I'm doing here, guys. I'm looking at, if it doesn't go as low, then it goes a little higher. It doesn't go low, it goes low. So I'm looking more for the 119 on this reverse. And at any time, of course, it could blow right through. So there it goes. So it's doing pretty good. 97. Looking for the 119 or maybe slightly above where we hit 119. I just don't want to slip below too low. 119 sharp. It stood there for a second. Ah, close. So I'm like right 118.97. So I'm like right in here area. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and try to get it over 119 again. So I've got 89 long. Let's see if we can get over 119 again. Could have been a mistake. Could have been a mistake. I had it right the first time, it looks like. It's going down too far. Oh my God, come on. So I've got it at 89. I'm looking for a rebound here. If I see anything green, I'm reversing. I'm looking for any. I'm going to just reverse at that 118.91. Now watch it blow through. Yeah, it did blow through. Oh, that's annoying. Look at that. It went all the way up to 15. Okay, so I'm getting a little gun shy here. Not having all the tools I need is a little annoying. So we're looking for the ATR roughly to turn around. That's at 61, 63, 65. I don't think it's going to drop below it, but it might. What did I get that at? 63. So I'm right here. Banked over 2,000. So hopefully you guys can follow this. I was hoping, if you're new here, to show you how these candlesticks line up and the scalping indicator becomes so helpful, but everything's just freezing. Look at that, 3 million. 3 million on the current candle. Insane. It's just freezing it, you know. Wow. So I'm long at 118.63. So yeah, I expected some volume, but this is a little too much for the platform, I'm afraid. Now I do have a bunch of other stuff open that I don't normally have open that I thought, but you guys are having the same problem, right? It's not just mine. Yes? Yes. Okay. One of you is okay, it looks like. No. Okay. So we're all having the exact same problem. If you're on Thinkorswim. All right. So I was looking for here. I got out a little early. It did go all the way up to 1916. So now we're stair-stepping up to the next level. It seems to be just like clockwork doing what it's supposed to do. So we're just going to watch these. Kind of don't even want to look at those candles. They're just throwing me off, honestly. I should have done that earlier. Just forget it, guys. Forget it. Use the force. Man. Okay, so we're doing okay. This isn't impossible, guys. We're just looking at, it's a good, you know, a lot of the traders in the prop firms, when they first come in, they only allow them to look at level 2. So it's a good exercise to learn to read this, you know, this way. So we're looking at over 119, 119.20, 25, 119.30. That's the next stair step that we'd want to turn around at, according to how this is working. Has a pretty good pattern, doing the same thing, higher highs. We would see that on the candlestick, but I'm looking at it and visualizing it with the price. Looking at that market, it gets over the 19, but let's wait a little longer and try to not miss the move I did before. A lot of people looking for the same thing. I got 119.20. Probably should have gone a little higher there. So I'm right here, 119.20. So now let's see. It shouldn't really drop below the ATR at all. Oh yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here. That's as far as I'm as far as I let it go over here. So it's hard not to look for the patterns, man. This is a little painful, but we can do it. We're all together. I see that 2 screens are off, so apparently, oh, yeah, they switched stocks. Okay, so that's allowed. They didn't want to confuse everybody, so they've switched off soon. It can be difficult to do this like that. This is just too much volume, you know. So oh, excuse me. Time to wake up. This would be a real challenge to make 5K in this bit of a debacle we have going on here. So we're too high for me to think about taking a swing here. So I mean another reverse. So we've got to get down at least, well, I would say this level, but because of how long it's taking right here, you would see a bit of this happening, a bit of this consolidation for a couple of minutes right here, which means it could be, if you just visualize what we just saw for price action here, it's really just been moving 15 to 20 cents right here for like 3 candles. So, or let's just go over here. So that means it kind of hit a ceiling here, which could send it down a little lower than it's been going. So we have to think about that and not get caught up in a short-term weird move here. So just visualize the price and what the candles would be made. You know, that's a practice that I did for years, and it just helps you see, for you advanced traders I'm talking to. So there is a way to handle this. So we're right here now in price. So that means we had 2 candles that were right here, and then this one's dipped to this area. Now it's back up. It's got a pretty long spike. Most of its body's over the 119. Just think about it. That's what would be happening, right? And then it closes in 4 seconds. So it's going to close as a short, fat body candle right here at the 119 level, kind of some above and some below. And now the next one's forming, and it's dropping just a little bit. So it's a red candle coming down right here. So we had green, red, green, green, and now we have a red. And they're all right at they were all right at the one. Well, one of them was right above it. Now it's like down here is a red. Now it's really dropped. It's a long red body candle to right here. That's a long red body candle. So That is definitely tempting to me right there. So if it gets down to the ATR, I'm probably going to flip it, which is in about 10 cents. I'm just going to take that right there. I'm going long again now at 1882, and I am unsure of this position. So I'm going to reverse again. Looking at the level 2, did you see these stacking up right there, guys? That was a triple, 2,500 shares, and then sometimes the level 2 can help you decide a little bit. So we've got a big long red candle all the way down here right now, all the way down here. So you know, that's we have one red candle, and now we have another red candle that's continuing below it. So we have potentially, I'm looking at the pattern in my mind, this is the potential of a bear flag if this stings up and comes down. But this was sort of a tweezer move off a short green, and then this came down long red, then stair-stepped down to this area right here. So I hope you can visualize what I'm saying. That's what the price action just told us. So I know that's advanced, but if you think about looking at the way the price moved, you can see the candles based on the time. So now we have another red candle, you know, that just, it's been going for 20 seconds now. That's lower still. Look at it go down. So we're right here. We're just breaking these level after level. It's pulling like a tight rubber band here. So you can't expect it to continue to go down, especially this stock. So I'm going to think about maybe back at the 118 level to reverse if it gets anywhere near that. 118.35. It looks like it's stopping right here. It's staying at the 30 level for quite a while here. It looks like it's losing its way. Scalping indicator is going to show it losing its way. It's being pulled back. I'm just going to reverse right there. I'm going to bank that, and now we had 3 reds, and now we have a green forming right next to that last medium-sized red. So there's a green forming. There it goes. So the green's up. It's a green candle now. So a bunch of people are going to jump in. Okay, so a bunch of people are going to jump in. So I'm 118.36 long. So what goes down must go up. So now you're seeing a big green candle from here. Well, it's not too big yet, but it's right there. Still forming. 18 seconds to go. Right around here. Let's see if it's going to lose its way and go back down, or if it's going to keep punching it. I've got a long position, so I'm in the middle of whatever move it might make. 72. So it's at 60. I was looking at the ask, actually, so I'll try to call these for you guys. It's 62.59. Okay, so it's starting. It could turn red here in a second. 69.70. Oh no, it closed green, and then the other one has now partially red next to it. Now it's not. It's green, and it's going green, bigger. 89.90. So we're all the way up here. 80. 87. We're right here. The candle's going up. A green candle going up right here. Ride it. There's no reason to get out of this. It's retracing its downward move, and it's doing it faster than it got here. So that's a sign that it's going to be stronger going up. Let's see if it can break 119. We want to see it break 119. If it does it this candle, it's even stronger. That's 91, 88, 87, 10 seconds. 10 seconds moving right. Oh, it dropped. Dropped down here. Okay, so that's not great. 70. Wow. So it's way down here now. Oh, there it goes. Boom. Right as it closed. So it definitely closed green, and now the next candle's green. So let's just pull them back a little bit. So I closed green, right at the 119 level. The other one started green and pulled back. It's a little red right now, pulling back now. So we're kind of staying in the same area. We're safe. Let's just see if it's done with its move, and it's going to drop off the 119 level. It's kind of below it now, down here again. So this candle's red, but it's kind of getting ready to change its stripes at any time. There it goes. It's green. So it's green now, nice and green. Stopping at the 119 level. 15:05, 15 seconds to go. Now it's way up here. I don't think it's going to turn red now. So that's a nice big fat green candle. 6 seconds. Going green. We're still green, guys. 119.20 right here. And it turned green, and we're on the next candle now. So we're on the next candle, and it started green and is going up green. Hasn't broke the 130. I'm showing it break that. It hasn't broke that yet. There it goes. It just broke the 132. 140. We're up here. This is a big, strong green candle. Okay, so no reason to get out of this trade. This trade's really good. We'll see if we can break this fib. Look at this fib to turn around. So that's 1950, 58-ish. 1958. I'm watching right here for a second. Oh, wow. Broke through at 62.70. Okay, never mind. It's way up here. Whoa, that's a strong green. That's all one candle right now from down here. That's a big green candle up to right here. That's a nice big, that was a big move. Holy mackerel, we're right here still. We're right here still. Can it get to this level? It's kind of stalling at this level. I'm going to reverse right there. It seems to be hanging there a little long. I don't know if it's done yet, but I reversed it at 119.72. But I'm not feeling good about it. I got to tell you, it's staying strong, moving up. Wow, can it really? I'm gonna turn back around. I'm at 76, so it's right 70. I'm at 72. The price action was 76. It slipped. So now it's all. I'm glad I turned around. So that's it. So now we're all the way up here. Oh my God. Okay, so can it break 120? Wow. So you don't. I wouldn't want to see it. Go past much. This is the fib. So 120.15 I'm looking at. 120.15 to do a reverse. Now I banked mine. Those that didn't are sitting on a big, huge trade. Mine's pretty small now, but I'm looking at 120.15. We got 45 seconds for this candle to close. We're right here. So I'm in at the 72 mark down here. And our price action, oh, it just broke 120. Wow. Hang on. 120. So 120.15. Got to stop messing around and look at what I'm doing here. There's 120. 120.02. Is it going to get up to the fib? Going to get up there? Might just fade off the 120. That's a big, strong indicator of a emotional price level, guys. 120.03, 06, 09, 14. I'm going to take that. I'm going to short at 117. So I'm 2 cents above that. I'm going to try to manage this as a bad position. I mean, think about what we just had here. Green, greener, really green, and then a big, tall green. So we had a huge movement of green candles here, and it's higher than it has been since we started. So I am looking for a type of retracement. I don't know if we'll get one, but see, everybody's nice and green, which is good. So let's see if we can bank off our fib to the fib below. This is really strong. I don't know what's going to go on here. So we could be getting close for a consolidation type mode here. We have about 6 minutes left to trade. Actually, we started early. We're pretty much at trade. So we can take another trade or two at the most to do the 30 minutes that is what the strategy is. 99. Wow, it's not going down with any kind of a... I think it's best to take some profit in here. I'm going to take that. 87. So I'm long at 99.87. It's starting to do little candles again right here. So it went way up, and now you're starting to see you might see it. There was some consolidation here. So I'm going to reverse right there. I'm going to try to catch these some baby consolidation here. Actually, you know what? We're at time here, so I'm going to I'll probably just try to catch a green trade here, guys, and get out. I'll take that. That's it for me. Wow. I can't believe we did that good. What do we got up here? I kind of broke a sweat there. I don't usually do that because I was not prepared for what we're dealing with here. So, but you can see it if you saw what I was saying. You can visualize the candles with the price action, and then you're able to use these. Now that's a little advanced if you just sat down to watch this, but you know, when I've explained before with the seller's indicator and the scalper's indicator, I sometimes in the past, when I'm not showing people, I'll sometimes just have a way expanded seller's indicator or scalper's indicator, and I won't have a 1 minute chart. I'll just have the alignment charts, and I will read the patterns off the volume and price action, which you kind of just saw me do, even with more of a handicap right there. And if you know, I do know how to read level 2, and that kind of trained me for this type of thing, even though I wouldn't call this reading level 2 what I just did, because large cap, it gave me at least one time I reacted based on the share size coming through on the bid, but for the most part, large cap, you can't really do that. And it turned out that it was a good call. It was a very short very short correction. I think I got out again quickly, but it did. And you'll start to pick up on those over time too. But what I'm trying to say is that you can do what I just did there, and maybe you already were doing it. You don't need to have all these patterns and everything are just another way to give you the same information. That's all we're talking about here. It's just another way to give you the same information. So once I realized what I had to do and stop whining about the patterns not working, you know, I just instantly jumped into the mode of, I know what these candles look like. And then you can kind of know in your head based on those moves, then you know, like, well, I'm so used to seeing what patterns look like. I can tell by the way they swale, go in and out, and you've got these fibs and support and resistance and even dollars, emotional support. So really not rocket science. It's just practice. So that's not my goal. My goal is 5K, but I will trade more. I'm a little disappointed. I really liked NVIDIA being the Wild West that we've been trading, where you can make $40,000. You're not going to be able to make $40,000 in this. Now, we probably could have traded 2,000 shares here, and it would have been picked up without a weird, you know, multi-split partial market shares or lots of slipping, because the volume is ridiculous. But I don't think you're going to be able to count on that, because people have been used to a certain way it reacts, like Tesla used to react, and it's not doing that now. So that's good and bad all at the same time. It's sad in some ways where you can't have those big days because you just won't get picked up. You know, if this volume drops, I can't trade 5,000 shares of NVIDIA. You know, it's not going to pick them up, or the slippage would be ridiculous, you know. So we'll have to keep the share size low, and hey, $3,000 isn't bad, 3,800, right? Obviously, it's not bad. It just means spending more screen time, trading the power hour, maybe trading the open, then coming to the RV strategy. And we will be continuing to trade the open here. By any chance, has this started to reconcile? 118. Nope. Nope, not even close. It has price action up here. So this is probably 3 or 4 candles behind. It's just terrible. Okay. All right, guys. Well, hopefully that wasn't completely useless for you. Thanks for watching. Some ways I enjoyed that. In other ways, I broke a sweat because I was trying to, you know, make it good for everybody here. Everybody is not a single person that's not wicked green. So that's good. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. We're community share. So we live off of what you got, your views, and you sharing and giving us a thumbs up. So thanks for watching. Stay inquisitive, stay green, be careful out there, guys. See you soon.